All right, kids. Everybody stop. We're going to have some funny guys up here.
My next guest is an icon who has changed the culture with his legendary comedy team, Cheech Chong. The duo found commercial and cultural success in the 70s and 80s with their stand-up routines, studio recordings, and feature films, which were based all on the hippie and free love era, and especially drug and counterculture movements. Their hilarious antics have become staples within the comedy world for over 50 years, and they still remain household names today. Tommy Chong also has a top-selling line of CBD products in the USA and THC products for all the legal states under his iconic Tommy Chong brand. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Tommy Chong.
Thank you. Please. No standing ovations, please. Please.
Yeah, wow. You guys have been doing this, for 50 years now. The self-titled debut album, Cheech Chong, turns 50 in August. How does that feel? Does it feel like it was 50 years ago?
No, it sure doesn't. It feels like it could be, a month ago. A week ago. The funny thing is, Adam Carolla, the disc jockey, he got in a little bit of a Twitter fight with my son.
Oh, really?
and Adam Carolla, he tried to insult us by saying Cheech and Chong are still doing bits they did 50 years ago. And it came out more like a compliment than a diss,
Yeah,
because it's true. He's absolutely right. Dave's Not Here was the very first thing we ever recorded. The very first thing. In fact, it was the only bit where we actually rehearsed, and we recorded the rehearsal.
Oh, nice.
And from that day on, we never rehearsed. We just recorded because it just works so much better.
Who is it?
It's Dave, man. Will you open up? I got the stuff with me.
Who?
Dave, man. Open up.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave. Come on, man. Open up. I think the cops
Dave's not here.
But I mean, when you think about it, and that bit, Dave's Not Here, wasn't written. It was improvised, the whole thing, and that really set the tone and gave us the pattern,
right,
of our way forward, and everything we did from that record on. It's always been the same formula,
So, Mr. Chilton, can I call you by your first name?
Yeah.
All right. But we want an epic document depicting the struggle of the black people against the white devil slave masters. You got that? Can you understand? What the hell?
You get an idea, and then you shoot the rehearsal. So whatever comes up, you can always keep.
right.
And you can always repeat, but it's hard to repeat your first time.
That's the magic of you guys. First of all, the chemistry you both had and able to work off each other like that. But I think the magic in a lot of comedy, but especially you see it in Cheech and Chong with like Up in Smoke too, in the movie. It's all improv. It's that you guys improv so great and create these classic moments, like you said, like Dave's Not Here. We still say that today. I'm Don, so I always be like, Don's not here, man. And so I think, it's just a testament to what you guys have done that goes beyond, the improv skills you guys had goes beyond the iconic, the pot stuff and all that.
For sure. Because everything we did, it was of the moment. And if we had time to think, and we had a lot of time to think,
right,
when we started shooting the movie, it was never a stress. It was always, what can we discover next?
Hey, man. Am I driving okay? I think we're parked, man.
It took me 50 or some odd years to realize what Up in Smoke really was. And what it was a concert movie,
Right.
you know, and the whole premise was the fact that these guys got together, found out that they were both musicians, and decided to start a band, put a band together, and in order to get the band working, we had to get the pot. We had to get pot because that was our fuel for our machinery, and that's it.
Man, I gotta get rid of this dope, man. Don't act a fool.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get busted. I'm blind.
And the great thing about concert movies is that they show you what is really trending now.
Right.
You know, some like the Stones, for instance. You know, they're everything they did. They're still doing it. You know,
Right, yeah.
In the beginning, everything they did in the beginning, they're still doing it.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, like you look at the Rolling Stones, you look at Cheech and Chong, and then you know whatever what's his name had to say about you guys doing the same thing for 50 years. Well, why isn't he also yelling that about the Stones, Adam Carolla?
Yeah. Because that's who you are, you know. Or like all the great actors, you know, like Jack Nicholson or Marlon Brando. They never improved on their early stuff ever.
Right.
In fact, they went back. You go back because I think what it is, when you make it, it's like a fruit or a flower blossoming at its peak, you know, and that's what happens to acts, you know, because it wasn't that instant with Cheech and Chong, you know, it was a couple of years, and it was like 9 months of working as an improv actor, you know, and then 2 years of trying to become a stand-up comedian, you know, for a comedy duo.
Right.
And so altogether it was like 2 years and 9 months. But what we had and what we still have is this magic that you can't buy. You know, it was ordained somehow. It was very ordained. It was in the plan.
Relax, man. Hey, mellow out, man. Now just go.
What?
Do it, man. Shit. Mellow. Yeah. You better now, man?
The magic you guys have is just amazing. You know, just even like, you know, to discover these two characters that you guys emulated in a lot of the albums and in the Up in Smoke movies, you know, it became iconic characters and you know, paved the way for like Spicoli and all these other people that kind of evolved off of you.
Listen up. That was my skull. I'm so wasted.
Not only Spicoli, but there was a lot of serious filmmakers, you know, that were freed. You know, Tarantino.
That's some funny shit, huh? You be happy about it.
Guess what?
Howard Stern was his act was based on Cheech and Chong comedy.
Did you really smoke in the movie? Was it real stunt?
It was stunt dope.
It was stunt dope?
Really?
I'll show you how I roll them when I sell them. Wow. Let me see. Here we go. Wow. Cheech is doing it much faster, I think. Oh, wait a second. Tommy,
Who's done?
well, I think... I don't know, but look at this thing. What is that?
Does quality count?
Yeah. Looks like what's in my pants.
You know, because he listened to that, and that's what influenced Howard, and it's the influence, because I think what it was, we became ourselves, and then we showed the world that's how you make it. because no one is unique as the real you. Nobody.
Right.
Because we're all individuals. And for a while there, someone would, like Elvis, would set the tone, and then everybody had to look like Elvis, act like Elvis, sing like Elvis, and try to get that thing,
Right. Yeah.
When James Dean started acting, all of a sudden everybody had to do the James Dean mode of acting,
Right.
Well,
Cool.
Cheech and Chong, we were so unique in Cheech and Chong that you couldn't do Cheech and Chong without people saying, "Oh, you're just doing Cheech and Chong."
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because what's the Second City? When we first, John Belushi was one of the Cheech and Chong's biggest fans, because he heard us before he was in Saturday Night Live, and he was an actor in Second City. Right. Well, he heard our records, and because John is really Belushi was really a music guy. He was really a singer.
Now I'm stuck here in prison farm, doing 99 years, no hours.
And just like Aykroyd was really, they were really both, like Aykroyd's a blues musician and John was a singer,
right,
and I could do a lot of moves. So we influenced the hell out of these guys because what we showed them is that the best character you can play is yourself, because you're unique. We helped a lot of people become, especially the weirdos and the crazies, because they said, "Wow, we're onto something." Just being yourself.
And to this day, whenever there's a comedy team, they always kind of get compared to Cheech and Chong.
Oh, for sure.
Like all of them, like Jay and Silent Bob, Harold and Kumar, Red Man and Method Man. They all get compared to you guys. You guys are the standard.
Yeah, we set the standard. We got one of the biggest compliments I ever got was from Jerry Lewis.
Wow.
Because Jerry and Dean had broken up, and Jerry was heartbroken. I know the whole story. And Dean was tired of Jerry being the boss, because Dean really was a singer. He wasn't a comedian. He could do comedy, but he was his strength was his vocals. And so Jerry and Dean, it was an accident that got them together, but they became such iconic comedians. They were the richest and most famous in the world for a while. And when they broke up, they had millions of dollars of offers waiting for them. And so Jerry got kind of bitter because he always tried to be Dean. He always wanted to be the singer and the suave, good-looking guy, But anyway, they were talking to, these guys were talking to Jerry, and they told Jerry, well, there's no comedy teams like you guys, anymore. And Jerry Lewis said, oh, yes, there is. He said, Cheech and Chong.
That's awesome.
And that was, Jerry, coming from Jerry Lewis, that was a huge compliment.
That is huge.
Cheech and Chong Stone. This is the game to get you and your buds a stone.
Cheech and Chong, to celebrate their 50th anniversary, are launching their own game.
Any person who can recite Dave's Not Here from memory can.
Ooh, that's a good
I can do that.
You can.
I know that off by heart.
You do.
Who is it?
It's Don, man. Let me in. I got the stuff.
Who is it?
It's me, man. It's Don. I think the cops saw me, man.
Don?
Yeah, it's Don, man.
Don?
Yeah, it's Don, man.
Don's not here.
Get your mates together for a stoner game night.
You see what happened there? When Cheech knocked, I was supposed to open the door and let him in. So when he knocked, when I said, "Who is it?" It was like, he had to think about that. Who is it? It's me. Then he said, "It's me, man. I got the stuff. Let me in." And then I wouldn't answer him. Then he knocked again. And I said, "Who is it?" Who is it? It's me. Come on, man. Open up. I got this stuff. And then I was torturing him. And then when he said, "It's Dave, man. Dave." Now, Dave was my first partner. That's why Cheech thought of Dave. Because he could only think of, it's Dave, man. It's Dave. Because he couldn't say it's Cheech because he's in character. Right. And so all of a sudden, "It's Dave, man. It's Dave." And then I said, "Dave?" And he goes, yeah, Dave. Yeah, Dave? Yeah. Then I go, "Dave's not here." He still gets pissed off when I talk about it.
Dave! Right, man. Dave. Now, will you open up the door?
Dave's not here.
Oh.
I still laugh uncontrollably when I think about it, because it was the perfect bit. It was the perfect, because when he finally got in the door, he was mad. He's throwing stuff off. It's hot out there, man. I could have died. I could have got sunstroke. It's hot. And I said, Cheech, listen. And I played it back.
Who is it?
It's Dave, man. Will you open up? I got the stuff with me.
Who?
Dave, man. Open up.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave. Come on, man. Open up. I think the cops saw me.
Dave's not here.
And what we recorded was not the original. The original, we never recorded that. The original was on a little tape recorder. It has to be at least 50% more funnier than the original, if you can imagine that, because you could hear because after that he acted it, but when you act, there's a little thing, but when it's real like it was, and that's why after that we had the professional recording set up wherever we were. It was going to be recorded professionally. Right. It was so much fun to this day. And Cheech even wrote in his book, he tried to say that we discovered together that we discovered a system of recording our stuff without using a big studio. No, that was me. That was me, because after we recorded, after we got the initial one, and then Lou heard it and he goes, "Okay, well," he set up the big studio, like he would a big band, and that was way too much overkill. Right. And we did Dave's Not Here. It took a couple of minutes. And what next? And then we had to add another bit. I think we did then we did Blind Melon Chitlin on that one.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, hit it. Oh, cut.
But then after that, everything we did in a little mixed down room, much like the Dave's Not Here room.
Right on, man. Yeah, because that's what you need for that kind of, when you're doing that kind of comedy. You don't, like you said, you don't need. I know Lou Adler, he did like Mamas and Papas and all these big bands. So now he's got this comedy team, but to put you guys in a big recording studio, like you said, is overkill. You guys just need like a small, intimate setting and just riff.
We just needed an engineer. And we needed the freedom. I hate being under the clock. When you got to do something, because when you got that on you, it's something else. Then you start, compromising. You say, "Oh well, this is good enough." Now it's just to get rid of the clock. But when you're not on the clock, and you got a little mixed down room, and you got an engineer. I mean, we'd come to work and we did feel like, well, let's go grab some lunch. And so we go sit and eat lunch. And then one of us would be in the bathroom. I was in the toilet, and then we get an idea. Right. And then we say, okay, I got an idea. And then we go back and then we do the idea. And we did 9 albums.
Blind Baby. What the hell's this ding dong? All right, let's show him. Oh my God!
My God!
Oh, Jesus Christ! Will you look at the size of that thing? Hey, we'll never get that on the album cover.
with the first record, Cheech and Chong being its 50th year, like it was in 1971, August of 71. That's the same year I was born. So if the album could age like a man, this was what it would look like. So,
well, that's pretty good. Man.
Yeah, not too bad, right? I still got my.
You're still coherent. You still got most of your things working. Well, it's timeless, you know. Again, it's timeless because, you know, when we did it, we broke all the rules, you know, because comedy acts, when they recorded, would record their act.
Right. And
then they put it on the thing, you know. Although the 2,000-year-old man, you know, Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner, they did, but it was more like an interview thing, you know.
Right.
Like a radio guy interviewing a guest. Well, we used that technique, but what Cheech and I did, we just used our imagination, and I'm quite sure there was some very heavy spiritual, power behind us, and making sure, because we were ordained in so many ways. You know, we were meant to be. You know.
I will definitely agree with that. And I remember the first time I ever discovered you guys. I was young. I must admit, I don't know how old I was, maybe 10, 11 years old. And I heard the Santa Claus, magic dust, man. Yeah, magic dust, man. And I didn't know a lot of the jokes went over my head, but I loved you guys. I loved the voices and your characters and who you are and the story of Santa Claus, man. Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, man?
I'm trying to write a song about Santa Claus, man, but it's not coming
about
out.
Who, man?
About Santa Claus, man. You know Santa Claus, man?
Oh, yeah, man. I played with those dudes, man.
What?
Yeah, last year at the Fillmore, man. Me and the bass player sat in, man.
That's a blues band, right? And all that. That was so. And I've been a fan.
No, the guy with the red suit. Oh, I played with him, man. Yeah, he was with Buddha Records. Yeah. Oh, we had so much fun, man. But you know, I know the feeling because my son, who now manages me, Paris, he used to come in my room every once in a while. He was listening to the records, study the records, because all his friends were, impressed that their dad was Chong.
Yeah.
And so, but my son never got that one bit we did, twat. It was Tactical Women's Alert Team.
Yes.
Vag. Vagina. What? Can you see anything?
Not yet, Labina.
Wow, I'm worried. It's too quiet down here.
Why? What do you mean, Labina?
Well, something smells fishy, Vag.
Well, don't look at me. Just relax and take it easy. Things are going to get hard enough down here when the action starts.
Shh.
He could never figure out what was funny about that. And then when he became about 13 or 14, then he came in and he smiled and he goes, I got it.
Well, what are we going to do, Vag? We can't just lie here and do nothing.
Look, Labina, we're not licked yet.
Yeah, but they'll probably try that next.
Classic stuff, man.
Oh, so classic. Well, Tarantino, when he did Inglourious Bastards, that movie, that Nazi movie, he would listen to the tortured old man, because we did that record bit about the tortured old man, signs the papers, old man.
Right.
I cannot sign the papers. Why can't you sign the papers? Because you have broken all my fingers.
Now, all sign the papers.
What do the papers say?
They are merely a statement saying you have not been mistreated while you have been here.
And it was such a sick joke, but Tarantino would play that record over and over again as they wrote the Nazi that Inglourious Bastards.
Verdict. Comme je disais, pas si mauvais.
And I met Tarantino one time. He heard I was in a restaurant. I was in what's it called? It's a famous restaurant on Wilshire that all the stars would go there. And I was there for lunch one time. Tarantino heard I was there. He came over and took a chair and turned it around and just sat and was just staring at me. It wasn't like join the party. It was like, this is my hero. This is Chong. And then I also met Spike Lee at a party too. And Spike, I heard him in the other room. Someone said something about Tommy Chong, and Spike Lee real loud. Tommy Chong, Tommy Chong, Tommy Chong here. Where's Tommy Chong? And he went running through the house, and I could hear him. I was right next door to him.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Oh, well, no, you talk about respect. You know, I mean, those are the guys that you. No, on the other hand, Cheech and I have never been on Saturday Night Live. Never.
Really? That's crazy.
But they had characters play Cheech and Chong.
We gotta get to the concert, man. Even if we gotta speed.
Man, you got speed, man?
Television was always afraid of us because we were loose cannons, you know. Robin Williams could get away with it because he would start off singing and then get crazier. But Cheech and Chong, we were who we were. And even when we were a guest presenter at the Oscars one time, and Johnny Carson was the MC.
Motion pictures, as you all know, are purveyors of dreams and fantasies. And the next award is a special one for visual effects. Its presenters are also purveyors of dreams and fantasies. Here are the distinguished motion picture stars, Mr. Thomas Chong and Mr. Richard Marin, better known as Cheech and Chong.
They purposely kept us away from Johnny as much as they could. And then when they had to change something, we both of Johnny, Cheech, and I had to go on the balcony because it was at the Shrine Auditorium.
Right.
And so we were alone with Johnny out there, and Johnny was you could see he was nervous, because his stuff was mostly an act.
Right.
But Cheech and Chong, we scared everybody because we were the real deal.
That's so great.
Yeah, it was great.
That's awesome. You made Johnny Carson nervous. Did he ever have you on the show? Were you ever on the Tonight Show?
No. We never did the Tonight Show. Not even with Steve Martin and any of those. No, the word was that Carson's producer, I forget his name now, but they all smoke weed. There was a big and the networks and everything. I mean, you could lose a show over marijuana. You could lose your career. So these guys, they didn't want to go near Cheech and Chong. The closest we came, our first album got nominated for a Grammy, and Ed Sullivan had to announce Cheech and Chong, but they didn't have it live. They had it live right up until Cheech and Chong got on the scene, and then all of a sudden Ed Sullivan would, they were. The whole industry was scared shitless of Cheech and Chong. What we did, we were on Dick Clark's show one time. Now Dick was a real cool guy, and I told Dick, I said, "We're going to get a little crazy here, so just be warned. Don't be afraid. It's just part of the act." And so when it was time to rate a record, and I was like the biker, the long-haired Hell's Angel looking guy, and so when they said, "Oh, you got to rate a record," and I said, "I'll rate the record." And I pulled out some chains that I had, and I destroyed the set.
This is what I've been wanting to do ever since I watched your show. You know what I mean?
I destroyed the record. I destroyed the set, and everybody was afraid to come near me because I had these big chains, swinging them around, and oh, we had so much fun. That became probably one of the most popular Dick Clark. They showed it all the time.
Yeah,
they just showed it constantly because it was real.
It was real.
It was real, but it was written in a sense. No one was going to get hurt.
Right,
you know what I mean? And we knew, Cheech and I, we always knew our parameters. We knew it was always controlled craziness.
Right.
We knew how to control it. You see?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Arm. Hold it. Come on, man. That's serious business, man.
And with you guys too, at that point in time, you were definitely the new guard in the 70s of comedy, and you were kind of blazing your own path, no pun intended. You're kind of blazing this own path of comedy that is going to be counterculture comedy. We're going to make our people we hang out with, regular people, are going to be on the forefront of this. And you guys turned the tide and in a positive way, and made room for like so many other people down the road. Like if you guys if they would have had Comedy Central or whatever back then, you would have had the Chappelle Show way before Chappelle, with the sketches.
Well, we got offered the Comedy Central offered us a show right off, out of the thing. But Cheech and I had broken up by then.
Right.
And Cheech went, he became a cop. And then after that, when it sounded like we were going to get back together again, Comedy Central ordered a show. But Cheech, he rebelled against my leadership because up until we broke up. In fact, that's why we broke up, because I was always the instigator. I was the leader.
Right.
And then Cheech got tired of that, and he wanted to, he just wanted to try out his ideas, and he had it with mine. And so when we got offered the comedy special with Comedy Central, Cheech wanted somehow to do a animation, Beavis and Butthead were pretty big then,
Right.
And so he had some kind of animation drawn up, but it was you can't copy like that,
We're Cheech and Chong, and we're still smoking strong. We're Cheech.
And that's what happened with Cheech and Chong. We reached a point where we were part of the language. That when people were saying that's like a Cheech and Chong movie.
Right. Exactly.
Well, then you can't come up there and then copy somebody else and expect just because you got the and like I was watching Nash Bridges. I couldn't watch it for many years because it just hurt too much.
Right. Yeah.
Lately, because there's enough time's gone by. Now I start watching Nash Bridges, and I can see the writers just trying their best to get Cheech to be Cheech.
Right.
We probably should go over these CUDA rules. I mean, what are the official CUDA rules?
Well, you want the whole list?
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. No eating, no drinking, no smoking, no profanity, no sweating, no disrespect of any kind while you're in and around the CUDA.
You know what I mean? They
want
write these things that is like they hand it, it's like putting bait out for an animal. Is he going to eat it? Is he going to eat it? No.
Well, you talk about like being yourself, right? And talking to you, I can tell. I know I'm talking to Tommy Chong. I know I'm talking to Chong. With Cheech, I've never spoken about it. I feel like he's not Cheech all the time. I feel like he's, you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like he's always that character. And can he? If you guys did have a reunion, could he be that again?
We work live. We worked live right up to the pandemic.
Hey
Huh? Hey, can you give me a ride, man? Yeah, sure, man.
Oh yeah, and he becomes that character.
Okay, cool.
You know, but it's part of the show. Cheech needs a script, and after we do something, you know, it unless I instigate it, you know, it becomes a script. You know, because after we did our live show a bunch of times, well, then we know,
it becomes a
pattern, you know,
right?
you forgot to ad lib there. You know, we get told you forgot that ad lib that you always do.
Who did all this shit to your car, man? Oh, no, that's me. I customized it myself, man. Shit. I got the last 5 yards of lime green shag carpet they had, man. Yeah, on the roof, on the floor, dashboard, ashtrays. It's like being inside a giant pussy, man. I never thought of it like that. Yeah, it even smells like a pussy.
You know?
Right.
But what I wanted, the evolution that I wanted to see, and then I realized, you know, that Cheech and I breaking up was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because it forced me to do what I can do, you know, and forced me out of my little cocoon, you know, that I had, so comfortable, because, you know, I had it made, man. I was the director, I was the writer, and I was the actor, and I was putting out product that really made me laugh. That was and I was very happy. And when Cheech, you know, ground that to a halt, it took me a few years to realize that it was the best thing that could have happened to me.
Siri, how do you move a bull off the road?
Showing results for how to blow your load.
Because then I had to evolve as a stand-up comic, as a writer, you know, as a, you know, doing other people's material.
I think she's hitting on me, man. But I ain't interested.
Stuff like that, you know. So that part I really liked. But I'll never, you know, you can never replace what Cheech and I did.
No.
And even to this day, when we go back out, we're like, when we were younger, we were young guys playing old guys. And now we're old guys trying to play young guys.
You gotta love how life messes with you, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't work out that well, because old guys can't play young guys.
Right, yeah.
You know, old guys can only play old guys, you know, or crazy guys.
Hey, that ain't nothing. Look at this.
That little shit right there?
This is not cognac. This is from South Africa. It's Durban poison, man. It's the weirdest shit, man. It's like psychedelic. I smoked it 2 days ago, man. I've been on the scooter since Humboldt County. I smoked it to get you all wired up, man. It's the greatest stuff I've ever smoked, man.
Well, you're awesome, Tommy, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and do this and tell me so much great stories and your knowledge and stuff like that. So it's priceless stuff, and I wish you all the best. And let me know.
Thank you.
Like,
yeah, we'll stay in touch, and anytime you want to do this, I'm available. I'm at your disposal. You tell me.
That's amazing, and right back at you, my friend.
Okay.
Thanks again, my friend, and all the best to you.
You too. Take care.
Take care.
Okay. How do I get the fuck out of here? Oh, I'm still there.
Tommy Chong, everybody.
Where does it say that who are you leaving? Oh, there it is. I got it.